Okay, so what's the thing with me, Martin Luther King, and Turles? Okay, first off, I was an author that, made Tarzan versus King Kong. This is very monumental, it's very motivational. It's very important for you to know what I knew about the world before Alpha Omega. Blast the flow with Frieza literally watching the battle for over 10 years with Deborah and Sydney. This is very important, a big aspect of this shit because, in a vow to stop cussing and Ditto and Giovanni knew. So anyway, the most important part about this video is the same reason why I knew to be Martin Luther King as far as requirements at Alpha Omega is the exact same reason why we're having this video. This video is heavily explicit. It's not about, or I hit the tier list, but the tier list is a part of it because what happened was me and my boy Courtney, I went to party with him back in the 8th grade. This is also a theme of the Valentine's Day special. And the best part about this is I get to sneak in great girls through multiverse theory, which I learned from Geekdom 101. Who is a good Dane coach? He's an excellent Dane coach that talks about Dragon Ball Z, literally how Vegeta to suck at the left hit. It's the excellent psychology of how women work as a whole, why Chi-Chi loved when Goku tapped her little thing. Not the umbrella or anything, but the funniest part about that is that the girls have running gas. Some of them I took through sludges. To start, some of them, I kick flipped, some of them I cheated, cop blocked. There's also a reason why I love being, the more. So yes, I'm a big anime fan for this video, but I also know how to be a pimp, but I'm too obsessed with a computer. I'm a nerd that gets to zero clients. I've been doing this for over 3 years. I watch a video game, where a girl, after fucking Lily, I watch, anime music videos with girls. But you have to know, how I lived and how I grew up. But anyway, Lily, much like Sly Cooper, we stuck in and watched, the Tree of Might. After group it was menacing. And, I don't like talking, about, random girls, even though this is damn on, LimeWire, when they had Lexus Breeze, the portals and shit. The sounds of delivery, but I'm in a situation, I have that, literally, LimeWire is something old. But anyway, the whole point of this video was I was Martin Luther King who stuck in girls like Turles. I literally had a pink scouter. And I had a girl named Andrea who's also a part of the beginning. So what happened was I stuck in girls through multiverse theory and started sleeping with them every day. The problem with this was the cartoon was too cold. What I would do is I would watch a cartoon with color and I was sneaking a whole bunch of girls. We did all that freaky shit like LimeWire. I couldn't stand it. But it was literally some gangster shit. And it goes hand in hand, with me, actually playing a video game. It's one of my hobbies. And then we had hella shit, we watched Broly, we watched Clean, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, the Christmas episode. We did that on top of rapping. We were stuck in, the Tekaichis from the past. Denzuro, the one who has all the calls and Tekaichi videos. All with posts that goes to my profile. The most of the girls really had stories or profiles of them online. I make their videos. I was just reminded of, the season 2 playlist. It's one of the many reasons why I'm a mangaka. Now, what you don't know, Lily, about mangaka, I know personally from being a man, is that they have their balls played with, especially in Japan, where porno or nudity is more accepted, or more spread out. And what I mean by that is like, Kishimoto had, Uncle in Chains. It's a similar situation like me, and it's a common thing, literally, for a grown man to have his balls played with at the domestic violence crew, but it's even more further into detail, especially if it comes from Japan. I'm taking, the pure factor that you made out of cum, a human being, a human ghost. All I'm doing is I'm explaining it, by default, and saying that you need pussy, white people are stupid, literally, you're made out of cum, the point where they do bondage. But me, I'm more considerate of that shit, I like to keep it clean, in fact, I did a whole, adjacent skit. We're supposed to do things that are long from traveling instead of, short things that are in forward. Like a teenager, and what happens is, I had to bring it back to that adjacent style, because what adjacent is beautiful, it's like abstract. I used to do abstract a lot in high school. Adjacent isn't long, and it's not, it doesn't hold weight. But then was I started, listening to adjacent music, because there are adjacent players, like, Jesse, that's the adjacent player, Kimmy, that's the adjacent player. So I started listening to music with composure that happens then, and guess what happens? I bring it back to sucker who sees that ass, oh my god. Oh God, Lord help me, please, Lord Jesus Christ. I like to, lose self-control. That's one of the biggest things about my career is that I like to keep it clean. In fact, the voice actor Goku, who makes the pussy wet, started complaining in my studio because of how the way I got to him, really. Through leg come to you, it's human nature. I don't need to pay attention to a girl. I have goals I need to meet, like in my early 20s, I used to do cartwheels like Goku. I used to show off in front of those 300 girls from the convention. And the truest fucking principle is that they're at my will and disposal. A part where I can sneak in like one of my hobbies. And I like being a mangaka more because it's more multi-dimensional. I'm so good at being a mangaka, I can make 2 girls fight each other at 2 Asian massage parlors. That's one of the main things in my career that, I showed Courtney. It was pretty good, it was one of my favorite parts, by Martin Luther King when I was, at the series. There was a second part, that I can't get to for this video, but it was one of the most important parts because the biggest part on me and Zane, when I watch, that Jesse battle, there's a big ass battle, GX, where they're flipping expressive abilities like shit, and, throwing their life points out like fuck. I used to watch that with girls. I'm pretty good at Yu-Gi-Oh myself. You see how that's the exact opposite of lazy, that's why I don't like, about this domestic violence crew, but anyway, I also watch, old, scuba movies about beach girls, big mama shit, when they're hanging coats in Iraq. It's funny as fuck, I was a mid-tier adult when I was at Alpha Omega. Even the biggest principle that I know how to do everything. This is why I love Turles, the girls so much, because it was an example of how much of an entertainer I was at home. The fact that I could always, display something in front of somebody, the Turles, the great ape, the tree of might, was just a part of my storytelling. But it's like, the 2 versus 8, when my mom was the Mandela effect with Chi-Chi and I was General Sal. Butts like that. I love being an old manga guy, especially since I made Gen Cosmo from Power School. And it was freaking crazy, I love this video because I didn't want to make this as very personal to me. The colors were colorful and stylish. To the point where I annihilated nihilism. Not a single big gay for this video, but I said before in this video, I have a girl named Mariah, it doesn't mean a single thing. If you're a big fan of my channel, I will get back to the mode. And I hope you enjoy this video.